Well, instead of sending out a bunch of individual emails, I'm just gonna say congrats and you're welcome for the tip. Um, don't forget that works both ways. A lot of y'all are emailing me asking me to live stream and go over more plays and shit like that. And um, I made it clear a long time ago that the purpose of my channel was just to pull a bunch of new people and old people that were in AMC out of the toxic cult scene that it became, that it was. I did not want anyone to do what I did, to have my brain just removed from my head as an investor and watch money that, you know, I, I don't even want to talk about it. Um, I didn't want that to happen to anyone else, especially new people. I really noticed how many new people there were in the market just because of AMC, just because of the trades and the cores that brought them into this thing, and they were just trusting and leaning on them that their advice was gold, and they were going to make all this money. They just had to keep buying and holding, buying and holding, buying and holding. No one talking about the manipulation in depth that was occurring. It still is occurring, and still no one really talking about it on those channels in depth. So I wanted to just, at least pull a handful from there, um, and save a few, man. It's better to save a few than to let everyone die. I mean, and that was my goal, and I achieved that goal. And it just so happened that AMC decided it wanted to turn profitable, and I wanted to show people basically the manipulation I was studying, where it was, why my theory on you continuing to buy and hold is doing nothing but eating up your money. And I wanted people to save money and not lose any more money in AMC. Um, not telling you to sell off your positions that you've accrued. Keep that, do whatever. But if you're going to continue to play AMC, you need to do it smart. And you need to find the places to get in and get the fuck out before all of your gains are gone. And then mainly it was for options, because that's where everyone lost a lot of money, was options. Because that's where you gain the most money too, unless you're already rich. Like I said, the only way to get rich off of stock alone is if you're already rich. that's it. Case in point. Um, and then figured out that I just wanted to show you all that, I literally basically have an associate's in finance. I spent 2 years studying the stock market. And 6 months out of those 2 years was the last 6 months of it was spent paper trading and developing my own strategies and recognizing signs and patterns of stocks that are going to move a certain way, and what to look for in my own personal. It's my own personal analysis. Literally, you don't see me drawing lines and shit and all that on here because I don't need to. It's pattern recognition, and I see it when I see it, and then that coupled with historical research in the stock and the looking at it over the course of a year and seeing what it's done and finding patterns, researching it, looking into the numbers, all that shit. It's just my own way to evaluate a stock. And I just wanted to share that with people. I've been right way more than I have been wrong. And you're never going to be right 100% of the time. You just aren't. It's not possible in the stock market. Uh, but I wanted to, show people the differences in stocks too. That's kind of what this turned into. You got AMC, which is extremely predictable. You can see the fucking computer-like controlled patterns and shit in it. And then you see a real stock and the way it's supposed to really move, and where you really have clean battles at certain price points and shit like that. Uh, and I don't have a monetized channel. I don't get paid for this, and this takes a lot of time. A lot. I've been watching this thing for almost a month. Almost a month watching it, looking at it every day, checking on it, looking at the numbers and the short data and all that bullshit, and waiting for a move to happen. And then finally the move I was waiting for happened, so I shared it with you guys. And that's more so out of my generous side than anything, because this was a potentially huge play. I mean, if you had a lot of money to put into this, you can make a shitload in this. And even if you have just a little bit like me, you can make a pretty penny if this does what I anticipate it will do, if retail continues to come into this like they very obviously have and are. Um, that coupled with 005, if that does even have any effect on the market and hedge funds and all that whatsoever, this was a perfect play for it. You got no downside. It was a $4 stock when I was telling people about it. I mean, it's $4 fucking. What are they going to do? Scare you out of your position, shorting it down to 3? You know, and it goes up to 5 or 6. Are they going to cut it back down to 5 or 4? Who gives a fuck about a $2 loss? They don't give a shit. This is a perfect play for retail. All retail across the board to squeeze the fuck out of this stock. And I want to share that with you guys because I'm not greedy. And if there was another potentially AMC-ish, GME-ish type play, I definitely want the people like me who lost a bunch of money holding and throughout June to have a way to recoup some of that. That was also one of my goals when I made the channel, was to help people get some of their money back that they lost. And this was kind of my gift, in essence. You know, I look at other things, I go over other things, but that's because people, you guys email me and you want me to talk about more stocks and shit. And I want to do that. Believe me, I want to do that. I do. But it's a lot of time. You don't understand. Like, you don't. This is my job. My job is not to be a YouTuber like those other guys and collect money from YouTube and people that pay me to live stream and all that shit. You're looking at my job, which is why I am good at it, which is why I am more right than I am wrong. Because I have to study this thing. I have to keep watching this shit. And that's how I keep a roof over my head. And, you know, I'm not wealthy by any means. And I'm day to day here. And even right now, watching this, talking about this, my other plays could either be doing really well or dying right now, and I have no idea. I could either miss a good upswing or miss the opportunity I need to get out of a play. This shit costs money. My time is very valuable. Everyone's time should be very valuable. It's the most valuable commodity we have. And I would love nothing more than to sit and live stream and go over everything I go. Just have you guys basically watch my day and talk about shit and all that. But I have to keep as much focus as I can, you know, on making money where I can make money, because this is my job. This is what I do. So I mean, a lot of people are asking me to look at things and stuff, and I would love to. I really would, and I try to incorporate it if I can, checking into something, but I just can't take the type of time to make a bunch of videos on a bunch of different stocks, and you know, it's not beneficial for me. I have to have some sort of benefit. You have to understand that there's got to be some sort of benefit. I'm working towards a degree and shit right now. Like, that is my goal, and that is very important to me. And that's mainly that's why I opened up my, you know, put my PayPal on, because people were asking, you know, you made money in AMC based off, you know, how I was calling things and showing you things, and happy with that. Some people were making money in some other things that I had talked about and pulled up, and wanted to send me some money. So sure, no, I'm not going to turn that down. I appreciate that. I'm the same way. Like I said with Charlie, Charlie was doing something that was valuable to me. He was saving me a lot of time from having to read all these filings that I would read anyway, and then I would just, you know, get done with school and have a highlight video already ready. That's worth money to me. That saves me time, and that's someone else's brain work going into something that I don't have to fucking do. That's the type of shit that I believe you pay people for. If someone saves you time or money or makes you money or whatever, you should pay them for that. You should. Whether they ask you to or not, you should. That's just common courtesy. And there's some people that, you know, are emailing me and have paid me a little bit of money to go over certain stocks, but you know, I am not going to make a video about it because that's not fair to them. They paid me to find out information about a stock that I probably wasn't looking at, and they're paying me for my input on it, and it's not really fair that they pay me for that, and then I share it with the world who didn't pay for it, and it's just, there's that conflict that arises there. Um, but if, like I said, if my channel ever became monetized or got that big, or even if I had a steady revenue from the subscribers I have that, are tipping me to because they're making money off of plays I call, or because they want my input into something, if I have some sort of steady revenue coming in that allows me to divvy out time to go over more things or talk about more stocks or other plays that I see, whatever the case may be, um, like Kirkland. Kirkland's one of my own plays. That's one that's doing very, very well right now that I just got into, looking for a turning point. I had some good news coming out on it, and I'm making money in that right now. That would have been something that, like if I was being paid regularly, that would have been on my list of shit. I would have went over that when I was looking at it and shared it with everybody. Um, but that's not my job. My job is not to be a finance YouTube channel that helps people make money. I don't get paid for that. So that can't be my job. I can't do that. Um, plus that's also my own personal investing. I could be wrong. It would be reckless for me to do that because that's just me doing my thing. It's my money. Evaluations change. They're drastically different when it's other people's money that you have and that you're basically playing with here. If you really want to be right and you want to give as much information as you can and be as cautionary as you can. So again, it's like I know people are making money off of this play. I know a lot of my subs are making good money off this play right now. Am I going to see any of that money in tips and PayPal? Probably not. And that's okay. That's not what this was for. This was a play that I felt the world and the AMC community, especially those that were harmed by listening to other YouTubers, deserved to know about this play and what it could potentially be. Um, but yeah, that's all I'm really. If this turns into a opportunity for me to generate steady income, that's what my channel will become. It will become a straight up finance channel. I will live stream and go over shit and show plays and all that bullshit. But as it sits right now, I mean, that's not my job. Right now, my job is this for me. My job is to keep my focus on the market while the market's open and find places where I can make money to pay my bills. Like, that's basically it. So, and again, I don't want to hurt no one's feelings because I'm just not trying to be a dick. I get a lot of emails wanting me to look at things. And it's not that I don't want to or I don't want to help you, but I mean, I get quite a few every day all asking me to look at something different, something different, something different. And I mean, and again, a couple of people have paid me to do that, and they've gotten an email back with, a solid hour or two of my evaluation, depending on how much they paid me. I mean, you're going to get an eval based on how much you pay me. That's the money's worth you're going to get about the stock. Um, but yeah, it's like I want to do that. I really do. I want to do that. I want to go over that shit, but it's not helping me to spend my time looking at other stocks people are interested in that I'm not necessarily interested in. Um, when my focus has got to be on making myself money. That's got to be my focus. It has to be. Not even a year ago, I was in my truck. Like I said, that fucking stealing Wi-Fi from Starbucks to do my schoolwork was not a joke. That was not long ago. I was pretty much homeless at the start of the pandemic, and nobody was taking people in anywhere. My job was kaput because of the pandemic. Um, that's what really had to it kind of started me into having to use my brokerage or basically becoming a regular day trader. It was the only way I could generate income. Um, so yeah, I just don't want anyone thinking that like I'm ignoring you or dismissing you. Because I'm not. I'm really, really not. I promise I'm not. But my number one focus is to make myself money. It has to be. I don't have a choice in that. It has to be. If I had hundreds of thousands of dollars or something, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'd sit here all day, free of fucking charge, going over shit and helping people. I wouldn't need your money. Like, so I wouldn't give a shit. I would just be happy to help any way I can. But unfortunately, that's not the way it goes. Typically, generous people don't end up very wealthy, at least not until they're like really old. They don't, because they're constantly giving their money away to help other people, even though it ends up leaving them in a less fortunate situation. But fingers crossed that day happens. I get the subs to where, YouTube can pay me or something or whatever. Or if I generate steady revenue from people making money off the stuff I do talk about and they're feeling generous enough to pay me and it becomes a steady thing, um, then yeah, there will be a merging of my interests and my people's interests on this channel for stocks that you want to know about, I want to know about, and share with each other and go over shit with each other. But um, I just want to make sure that that's clear because I'm not dismissing anyone and I don't want anyone getting upset. But I get like 20 to 30 emails and more than half have a different stock people want me to look at. I can't do that. I can't do that. That would take me all week to go through all of them. That would take such a huge chunk of my day. And I don't have a lot of time after the market closes either because I got a shitload of school stuff I got to do. So I'm going to do my best to do what I can for you guys. If that's not evident at this point, I don't know what to tell you. That's, what I have been trying to do this entire time since the inception of my channel is do my best to help anyone that I can in the market in any way that I can. Um, And if something else I see, if it's a big play that I know like a bunch of retail has the opportunity to get into and it's a squeeze type play, something like that, I'm going to bring it to your attention. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm not going to leave people hanging in the wind on that because it's something that everyone's going to know about eventually, and I would love for my subs to be one of the first people in it before it gets all big and blown up and popular. But as far as like the individual plays and things like that go, I that's me focusing. I got to focus on my own shit. Some of my decisions happen in a split second. Something I've been watching for a while, and then all of a sudden a day comes along where it has this crazy move in the early morning or the afternoon or right at the end of the day, and I'm like, oh shit, and then I got to get in. Um, you know, uh, but I will do my best to add more. Add more plays that other people are interested in. Again, I really, when you email me asking about a stock, I want to know what you know about it. Like but if you're just emailing me and saying, hey, can you look at blah, 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 and that's it, I'm not even going to entertain that. And that's not to be a dick, but that's just telling me you haven't done any research at all. You just want me to do it all for you. And I'm not about that. Like, if you want me to look into something, I need you to be like, hey, can you look into blah, blah, blah? I was looking into this and I saw this, or I don't quite understand this, or tell me what you think about it, and then let me know the information you know. That helps me evaluate it better and give you my own personal opinion on it, knowing what you know about it already. Um, but I'm down for that. I just want to make sure you guys know that I'm very, very much down for having a complete finance channel. I would love nothing more to get paid to do what I am doing and share that with everybody else. Um, but I just wanted to make that clear because I got a lot of emails today, a lot of thank yous about this play in general. Um, and then a whole lot of, what do you think about this? Or I heard about this and blah, 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 and all that shit. And just, you know, let's focus on this right now. Like I said, if something similar to this comes along, I will definitely put the bug in y'all's ear. But I just want to make sure you guys understand it's not because I'm shrugging you off. I just literally can't afford it. I literally cannot afford that. I cannot afford to allocate that much time to something that's, not on my agenda and isn't making me money. I just can't. Um, and again, if you're not happy, you don't feel like what I've done so far has been out of my generosity, out of my big generous heart, the information I've shared, the ways to make money in AMC, to get in and get out, the strategy for it, what to look for, this shit right here. all that stuff. I definitely am trying to do my best to help all of my subs make better decisions in the market and, make money in the market too. And also make sure you have a steeled, intelligent mindset for trading so that you can see red and know that that's enough and cut out as well instead of watching it bleed dry. Um, so I'm doing my best, man. I hope that that's showing through. I hope it is. I really am trying to do my best here. Um, I gotta jump back in and see what my other plays and stuff are doing. But I'll make another video probably towards the end of somewhere towards close today, I'm sure. Um, don't freak out about any of this. Every bit of this looks good. Every bit of this looks good. I would not be shocked to see some type of short scare play try to come in. But this is gorgeous. Like I said, stair step up between 6 and 7. Add to your position if it's staying there. Now it's coming up between 7 and 8. If it's staying in this area and moving up and it clips 8 or gets, whatever, then you can add to your position there. That's how you do this shit. That is how you steadily make money and how you don't go all in and lose it all on silly shit. You just continually, you stair step with it, and then your gains will stair step. And then if it stair steps down, you get out the same way. You stair step on and out of that. So there's a little strategy tip for you. All right, I'm out.